evening. This is ENCA Moneyline, your money guide. My name is Tutuzile Ramela. Coming up on the show tonight, a slow business day for spaza shop owners in Soweto as looting continues. Finance Minister Nhlanhla Nene has approved nearly 6.5 billion rand of additional guarantees for financially strapped SAA. And the latest report by TransUnion shows that South African consumers are slowly digging themselves out of debt. But first, here are your top stories. SAA's bailout has been increased. Government has approved an additional loan guarantee of over 6 billion rand, bringing the total bailout to date to about 14.4 billion rand. Treasury says the loan guarantee was approved on condition the airline provides details of a 90-day rescue plan within a month. The airliner is grappling with operating costs, internal governance, and is still faced with a 30-plane upgrade of its long-haul fleet. Last year, government said it would secure a strategic partner to help the loss-making national carrier stay in the air. Locals living in Bromfisherville say they want foreign shop owners to remain in Soweto. This is after Wednesday's spate of violent attacks on foreigners left many bankrupt and destitute. Residents say they will continue to support foreigners because they've come to depend on their services. Foreign spaza shops are closer to home, their goods cheaper, and they're able to buy on credit during tough times. Jody Jacobs joins us now from Dobsonville in Soweto for the latest on the looting that has been taking place there. Jody, a very good evening to you. Now, you've been in Soweto for the better part of the day today and spoken to a number of foreign shop owners. What have they said and what are tensions like there?
Well, good evening, Dudu. Yes, the tensions continue in Soweto this evening. Foreign shop owners, many of them are now at police stations or have just left Soweto completely, fearing for their lives. So no business taking place, at least for the last 48 hours or so in Soweto, especially from foreign shop owners. What we did in fact see is that many of the local shop owners were still continuing to go about their normal routine. So they were still open. But what we did hear, though, is when we were stationed at Morocco police station, was that some of the local shop owners were now also coming to report that their stores are also slowly but surely being targeted by these looters in Soweto. And so there's a big concern around that. We spoke to very briefly to the Soweto Black Business Association, who said that this is quite worrisome for them. They would like to sit down with police and discuss this matter because they believe that somehow business has been affected in Soweto. Not only foreign shop-owned businesses, but also the local business owners in this particular area. Now, due to a study compiled by Econ 3x3 in 2004, showed that spaza shops run by foreigners are outcompeting the local ones, putting them out of business and, of course, threatening the future of employment in the home-based sector. Now, ENCA's Yusuf Omar visited locally run spaza shops in December to find out what challenges they face.
I started my business being selling in a staliki. And I started my business with only 600 rand. People pay 9 rand to go to Deneboom ShopRite in a taxi, but for me, the stuff is available local. They don't have to pay anything. Welcome to my spaza. This is J&J. This is my business. In the locations, we know very well that what our customers need. We know our market. We know when do they want what.
Mama, I don't understand. You make 10 cents on a chappy, you make R1.50 on tea bags. Where are you making your money?
This is where I'm making my money, because with the meat and chicken, I do my own packaging.
The Bureau of Market Research at UNISA estimate there's 100,000 spaza shops in South Africa with a collective turnover of 7 billion rand. They hire between 2 and 3 employees, who in turn have about 4 dependents on average, meaning that 1 million people rely on spaza shops in their neighborhood for an income.
The competitive environment has shifted. We find that township economies were quite stagnant at one point, and businesses were all doing the same thing. But with the advent of foreign nationals opening businesses up, we find that the competitive space has really shifted. And so if you want to survive, you've got to be doing those little innovations.
Approximately half of the spaza shops in South Africa are owned by foreigners, like the one next door to Joanna's. Numerous reports cite concrete evidence why they're more profitable. They work longer hours, they buy in bulk as a community for discounts, and they save their profits.
Because they've invaded, in fact, on the land that we have cleaned the dumping, knowing that we will be putting children's center, the tax shop, women's center, and agriculture.
They attack the people, we call these people Mukula, Somalian, Pakistan, Bangladesh and Ethiopian.
The business here, is it good business for Somalians? Because Somalians seem to be very good at making spaza shops.
Yeah, it's the good, but now, and it's good the business, but the place is not the safe. Even our neighbor is jealous our business.
Market analysts say that spaza shop owners are fighting for survival, not just against the giant retailers like Pick n Pay and ShopRite, who are making inroads into the township, but also a growing black middle class who are increasingly leaving these areas.
More and more we're seeing the Cambridges, Pick n Pays of our world, ShopRite Checkers, encroaching into that township space, into territory that once belonged to them. I now see them opening in the heart, whereas they used to be at the outskirts. So that is major competition. But it's a very impersonal way of shopping. It's a big shop. So if spazas can work on that personal relationship, that closeness to the market that they have, they still do have some kind of advantage.
Now they're in an environment or in a situation where they're losing market share or their businesses are on the verge of collapsing, and they really got to do something. Let's move the blaming from blaming other people for our failures, because that's what tends to happen, that it's everything else other than myself, and shift it to us.
After the break, we continue to focus on the informal sector. You're watching ENCA Moneyline, your money guide.